chose Port Townsend as my home, first and foremost, to raise my son. He was 1 when we moved here. And it was the small town, rural quality, and the vitality. People are not apathetic here. It's a passionate community, and it's absolutely the most beautiful place I've ever laid my eyes on.
What I love about Port Townsend is a lot of things. The weather is paradise down here compared to Alaska. Although I did love Alaska. I love the fishing, I love the crabbing, I love the people. Living in a community that is somewhat liberal rather than the conservative community that I lived in Alaska is just so refreshing. And there's so many people here that are just really giving, really intelligent people that do so much for this community and for everyone around them. It's just, like I say, it's paradise here.
I love living in Chimacum. It's gorgeous. I can see the Olympics on a clear day, and it's just a nice climate, and the people are great.
Okay, see, what do I like about Port Townsend? And I have to say the Olympic Peninsula is, I don't know, man, I spend most of my time in the woods, so it has all to do with the woods, you know. We spend a lot of my time out there, and there's a lot of edibles out there. I mean, this is probably one of the most survivable places in the world as far as I'm concerned. So I also like the people and the community that's in this area, which I think is really unique. People come together in ways here that I haven't ever experienced in other places I've lived. And I'm surrounded by beautiful things everywhere I look, you know, the water, the mountains, you know, the woods that I go into. It's just a beautiful place to be, so that's what I like about this area.
Yeah, I guess Port Townsend is sort of like Cheers without the alcohol in the bar. In one of my previous cities, I actually was on TV many times a week, probably 20 to 40 hours with reruns, and I'm actually probably more recognized and in some ways have less privacy here. Which is kind of interesting, a small town like this. Beautiful setting, a lot of nice things outdoors, and yeah.
I like living on the Olympic Peninsula because, for a number of reasons, I like raising my children here. I love the sense of safety and community that I think my children's life is really enhanced by. They can play outside, I don't worry about them. They can walk to the library and the store. And I work in Olympia, and so I recognize the challenges of finding gainful employment here, but it also helps me appreciate that much more what we have here, because having to commute to a city where I see what traffic is like and what communities that don't necessarily can't necessarily care for their kids in the same way that our community can, makes this place feel even more special. And we've been here for 12 years, and I feel known here. I feel like we're kind of looked out for by a lot of people. And of course the natural beauty is wonderful too. The access to mountains and water and forests is really great.
The nature in this area, Port Townsend, the people are so nice, you know. I like that. So that's it.
Pretty magical place. I fell in love with the beauty of the area, and besides the fact that it's a Victorian seaport town, I mean, everywhere you look here is just as pretty as a picture. We've got sustainable agriculture, all this wonderful organic produce that comes from here, and a very supportive community. It's absolutely a magical place. I've died and gone to Port Townsend. Love it here.